Hi Aquarius, welcome to your yearly oracle reading focused on career and life purpose. So I have used a variety of card decks. I've already shuffled, so I won't take too long spending time shuffling the cards. So we'll get right into your reading. So this does apply, just to let you know, work does shift many times throughout our lives. Sometimes we could have up to 4 career paths. Some of us might choose to stay with one career path all our life. So we might be, the lucky ones that hold that passion for that one career forever, okay? So take what you like from this and be open to the messages. If something doesn't connect with you, be sure to check out your rising or moon sign, okay? But usually there's like a little, maybe like a word. Oh, geez. 1 second. Something's beeping. Okay, that scared me just a tad. Sorry about that. That was the timer in the kitchen. I've never heard that before. Hey, maybe it's a part of the reading. Maybe it's a sign. Who knows? Maybe it's a wake-up call. Okay, this year that's something that's because anything that's a part of the reading and another reading, I sneeze. So, like I usually don't do that kind of stuff, or do I walk away from a reading? But maybe that was that alarm that went off, which I've never heard before ever. So I had no idea where it was coming from. I feel like for some of you, there's like a wake up call happening in 2019, or it's like it's something somewhere where you have to make a choice, and it's kind of like okay, it's time. Okay, so that's what I'm hearing, that it's time to make that leap of faith. So Spirit wants you to know something like that, like around those making a decision, okay? And also I'm hearing time's up. So whatever it is that you're doing, if you're not happy in your job and you're kind of afraid to let go because of fear of the unknown, it's also signifying, okay, time's up. You've learned everything you needed to learn in this, and you need to move forward now. Okay, another sign had it was a fixed sign. I can't remember which one, but because you're a fixed sign, usually with change you might have a little bit more of a challenge, even though you're an air sign and you are flexible to move towards different areas and like the idea of change. Sometimes when it comes to actually physically doing it, like you love the ideas and you get many ideas, but it's taking that action where sometimes you're like, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? So yeah, I totally didn't start the reading, but that was part of it. So that I felt like it was something necessary to talk about. Okay. Okay, overall here, there's a lot of different things going on. There's a lot of variety. Some of you might even be interested in many things. Like I said before, whatever connects to you, it's one thing. Maybe you were just meant to hear that alarm and nothing else will connect to you. So travel will be a big part of your year in 2019. Your life purpose involves traveling. This could be maybe pilot, flight attendant. Okay, so I'm going to list some career paths that come to me with each card. You could be, an entrepreneur. Maybe you're thinking of working on your computer and moving around. Maybe you're you're some type of CEO, so you're managing things, you're being mobile, and you're managing your business, moving around like a city to city, maybe a neighborhood to neighborhood. Maybe you're doing it internationally. Okay, so however this applies to you, but you will have some travel happening, and that's part of your life purpose. So there is a certain place, I feel like maybe some of you are thinking of going. You've never been there before. And I feel like when you go to this place, you will be inspired to change your life in some way. And part of your life purpose in this lifetime is to visit this place, wherever it is, okay? Or places. Because I feel like it's going to be like the catalyst to change in some way. Maybe you'll write something, you'll gain a different perspective, you'll start living your life a little bit differently, stuff like that, okay? So yeah, this could be you. You know, you could be involved in with sales, moving around, even business to business sort of thing, okay? Some of you I could see, and it's right in the center of your reading, it's saying to talk to your angels. Instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance, okay? So tell your angels and spirit guides, maybe a loved one that's passed on, whoever it is that you feel comfortable for, whatever it is you believe in, ask for the help. Say, you know, if you're confused, say, please give me some signs towards gaining more clarity, towards the steps of my next job or career path. Okay, make it very clear. If you don't know what to do, then tell your spirit guides, you know, I'm not really sure. I'm not being in touch right now with my intuition. I'm not noticing any signs around me. Can you please be more clear? Okay, then you'll start seeing stuff like on buses, on license plates, on maybe even receipts. Like, you'll get the sign and you're going to know. You're going to say, okay, like that's it, kind of thing. Okay. And worry and stress just gives off more stress, and it prevents and it stalls your solution or the thing that you want to come to you quicker. It's just going to delay it. Doesn't mean it won't come. It just delays. Okay. So yeah, and practice some self-care as well, guys. Okay, so you do have yoga. Some of you might be starting yoga. Doesn't mean that whatever I'm mentioning here, it's part of your life purpose. It doesn't mean you will get paid for it, although some of you might be doing these things for a job. But it says your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercising. Okay, so I feel like whoever's feeling tension, like maybe in their shoulder, maybe around their crown chakra, maybe their lower back. I feel like stretching will help you release that energy, or at least, you know, lighten the energy. Okay, so by stretching, you're taking that block wherever it's happening and you're like spreading it. Okay, so it's becoming more balanced, so it's not cramped up in one spot. Some of you maybe that are working on a computer, if you're stressed, you might like hunch over, or you may tighten your neck muscles a little bit. So there's a lot of strain and energy going in that area. All right. These are just examples. Sometimes maybe you might be feeling that, maybe not. But see where there's an area in your body that needs some extra attention, where you feel a little bit of a strain or a block. Pay attention, guys, to the messages that your body's giving you, because that's a sign too. It's saying, okay, there's something wrong here. There's something you're not doing right. You need to be more careful with your health, or whatever it is that you're doing, your job. Like, you need to be a little bit more mindful of how it's affecting your health. Okay, and sometimes it's not sleeping at night. Maybe you're like, you know, you really can't stand the people. Maybe there's like bullies at work and you're staying up all night thinking about this stuff. So, you know, there's a lot required when we look for that career or that job. Okay, so if you love doing what you do, then maybe it's time to look at other opportunities and other organizations. Maybe, you know, going with, when you go to an interview or an informational interview, kind of seeing what people are in that industry or workplace, okay? Because environment plays a role, the people, you know, the shape or the size of the company and the outline, like, you know, do you want open space or do you want cubicle? Okay, do you want to work outdoors? Do you want to have your own center? Then there's skills. Then what do you value? Doing something that's meaningful for you. So what is it that motivates you? What drives you? Okay, so these are, you know, choosing a career path and like work. I'm not saying just like any, you know, survival job to like, okay, you need something to like pay the bills, but actually doing something you love. It takes a lot of planning and reflecting, okay? Because your work, it's like you're committed to your work. And so most of us, we see obviously our work more than our family, our friends, our loved ones. So you want to make sure you choose something that you're content in. I'm not saying to be 100% satisfied. Like, there's going to be stuff or things you don't like, but at least 70 to 80% happiness, okay? So start looking towards that. If this is for the group that you're looking for a big change, okay? But do some exercise or maybe yoga. Some of you might even be teaching yoga, okay, or thinking of teaching yoga. Maybe you're thinking of like going to a retreat somewhere, or maybe you're thinking of visiting a retreat for a week that is connecting you with yoga and exposing you to this. And you meet a lot of like-minded people. So this is also part of your life purpose this year. You're going to be connecting to different people that have similar interests as you, okay? Okay. Yeah, and it's right beside the builder card. All right. So this is saying your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. This builder card, okay, for the men and women watching, it could be something practical, like you're working with tools. It could be like welding. It could be construction. It could be like plumbing, building a house. It could be you're in like real estate as well. Maybe you're around builders. Maybe like you're designing homes or anything that has to do with building. It could even be building the community. You have like a far vision of what will work in the future and trying to bring people together to achieve that dream. Okay, this could also be for your own business. So maybe some of you are actually of opening like a healing retreat or yoga studio or something like that. But this is also building your website. It could be building your clientele. It could be expanding your social media to reach more people. This is like a visionary type of card as well. Okay, so you're looking far on creating building steps on what you could do now in order to achieve that dream that you have in the future. Okay, so really nice here, beautiful energy. I also got bodybuilding. Okay, so some of you might be building your own body, like you're transforming yourself. Okay, that's the other thing. A lot of you are really intuitive. You're great at giving advice. So this is saying you are able to get answers and guidance for yourself and others. Maybe using oracle cards, maybe using oracle cards or tarot as a part of your practice if you have like a coaching or counseling practice. But you have a big intuition, and I feel like some of you maybe like you're not you're like neglecting it a little. It's there, but you're kind of like, whatever, it's just like a hobby, you're shoving it to the side. But it's saying that you actually could do this. So for those of you who are interested in oracle cards, maybe start a YouTube channel. Maybe you're watching a whole bunch of them and you're like noticing things in every channel like that they didn't mention, so you're like, I could do this too. Okay, so that's like really specific, but you never know. So I have to mention obviously what I see. Yeah, so anything with cards or maybe even books or publishing or something. But this could also be that you'll visit, a spiritual advisor this year or someone that does oracle cards. So it could be that it's guiding you to visit someone that's in tune with the spiritual side and maybe get a different opinion. Maybe you've been used to like conventional settings, like career counselors are great. They help, maybe psychologists, but you want something a little bit more on the spiritual side. So this is definitely saying if you're confused, get some help from like a spiritual guide of some sort or spiritual teacher. Okay. So yeah, I'm also seeing like workshops here with this card, like maybe attending a workshop as well in regards to maybe rebranding yourself or creating resume cover letter, anything like that. Let's see here. But yeah, a lot of you, you're worried a little bit because you do want to get into a transition. You're in a transition, so it will be a little bit uncomfortable right now, okay? So it's saying you're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve. Okay, so there's definitely a change. It's you're in limbo right now. So for those of you worrying, it's saying that it's normal, okay? Because you're turning from that cocoon, morphing into the butterfly. So there's going to be like a feeling of discomfort, but like once you find it, you're spreading your wings, you're out there, you're flying with it. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. You're seriously flying with it. Okay, so right now the confusion, it's there for a reason because you're going under some sort of transformation and rebirth and change. So it's all part of that limbo stage that we all go through before embarking on a new beginning. Okay, so there, what happens with transitions? There's the death, the ending of something, the shock, the grief. Then there's the confusion, which is the limbo. Like, what do I do next? And then once you're in that reflection stage, the confusion, the discomfort, it might be a little depressing at times. That's normal. Then it's the rebirth, it's the new beginning. You're more clear on where you need to go, okay? And it's all cycles. There's never like permanent ending or like permanent like newness. Like things like they pass, the cycles change, okay? Things get old. Then you're looking for new adventure. Then you're looking for new personal growth and development. So really have faith, okay, guys? Wherever it is that you are, I hope some of these connected with you. Okay, so this is your abundance message. Okay, this is saying savings. Okay, especially for those of you who are not employed. As you consistently save for your future is saved. You do your future self a big favor as you consistently set aside present funds. This is a part of your self-care and path to feeling secure as you focus upon your life purpose. So saving towards something or just putting some finances aside. And I could actually hear some of you when this card popped up, you were like, oh, come on, great. No, like you were like resisting it a little bit, okay? So you know who you are if you did that. You're like, oh, come on, like let me just live my life. So yeah, this is just saying, especially if you're unemployed, it will really be wise for you to just monitor where you're spending. You don't need to go buy like new work clothes if you haven't found work yet. That's just an example, okay? You don't need to go buy that extra coffee mug if you have one sitting in the back corner of like your dungeon somewhere, okay? So I don't know, but I'm okay. Sorry about that. The camera kind of died. So yeah, guys, however this applies to you, maybe you're even saving towards something, like you have a big plan. Maybe it's that saving towards that big trip. Okay, so it doesn't have to mean if you're unemployed, like you have to just be a little bit extra cautious. Okay, and like I said, if you could substitute, then like do that. Okay, really see, what you're paying for and what you could kind of do without, and like really be honest with yourself. Okay, and once you get employed again, you might bring that back up again. You might do it eventually, okay? But just for now, if you are unemployed and you're willing to save, really write down what it is you can cut out and make your life a little bit more easier for that limbo stage, okay? So this is for those who are like looking for work, okay? But overall, this could even be like saving towards like retirement or just creating that extra savings to maybe fulfill like some sort of dream that you have, okay? Maybe you want to go back to school, maybe you want to take that trip, okay? Maybe you want to save for your kids' schooling, okay? Anything at all. So yeah, that's important of how you will increase your abundance and bring more to you by respecting your income, okay? All right, let's see your calling cards. So this is skills cards. So you do have one enterprising, a social, and an investigative. These skills, they could apply to different jobs. One of them that you have is awakening spirit. So that's a skill that you have. Okay, you're meant to raise the vibration of the planet. You're here to bring joy for people. So, and however that is, whatever work you're doing, maybe you're making people laugh on a daily basis, or, you're just bringing a smile to their face. You're encouraging them, you're motivating them, or you're giving them a nice word of advice. You're boosting them. Okay. So awakening spirit, maybe you have the power to empower others, to unleash their own spirit and bring out their own talents and move towards their dreams. Okay. So that's a big calling. This is big. It's huge. All right. Making connections. Yeah, this is like, I also got socially making connections, like networking. So especially if you're looking for work, get out there, get informational interviews, schedule time with friends and family to meet and discuss and let them know that you're looking for work. So make new connections, okay? Like go to events, workshops that you will find like-minded people, okay? But it's also investigative. So in your work, you might be analyzing something, like two things to make that click, that connection. Okay, however that applies to you, because this could be totally different for everybody. Yeah, and make sure you write a comment, guys. Like if you feel like I didn't mention a certain job, like by looking at these cards, because you're intuitive too, I know you are. Yeah, write it down in the comment section and people could get ideas looking at your comment as well. Okay, and you also have enterprising, starting things. So this is definitely a creating your own business type of card, or focusing on something that you really love to do. But there is like a project or an idea you had, and during the Mercury retrograde season, it probably popped up again. But in 2009, you're going to start this, okay? Whatever it is that you're thinking about, you're going to finally put your foot down, take that first step, and get it moving, okay? So starting things, and you could even be in management, a supervisor, and you're leading the way, starting projects or events or anything like that, okay? So there's definitely a lot of leadership skills with this one. Okay, so start that thing, whatever it is that you've kind of put on the back burner. Make sure you pay attention to it. Okay, so you have, these are workplace cards. I told you I was going to use a lot of cards. You can find these on my Etsy page. There's about 70 keywords related around work. Okay, and you could go there if you're interested and check it out. Some of you, I feel, it'll be beneficial for you. You will sign a contract, okay? So for those of you who are like, when am I going to get a job or find something? I feel like right when the new year kicks off, you will be looking to sign a contract. So there's some good news here. Also, it could be any type of contract. Make sure you read the fine print, whatever it is that you're signing. Okay, so you will be receiving some contract, okay, in regards to your work or some matters around finances or anything like that. This could also be getting a job that's like a contract, okay? You have your own reasons for this. If you've been thinking of doing it, maybe it's to have like a certain amount of time to get experience in a certain field and then move on to the next thing. Or maybe you want to work on your own thing, okay? So contract work would be beneficial for you just to get a bit of an idea instead of something permanent, okay? Especially if you're in the exploring stage. Exercise, okay, so this is, I feel, for you. Paying attention, it matches the builder card. Getting some exercise, it matches the builder and the yoga card. So some of you might be doing exercise for yourself, for your health and well-being. And this will give you, it'll help you detox the old, and it'll give you new energy and new inspirations, how to move forward with your next step. Okay, but some of you might be helping others with this as well. Okay, so you have perseverance. Okay, so this is like sticking to your goal, and if there's something you want to achieve, like a project or a business, this is saying taking time, 1 hour of your day or a week, and really sticking on a realistic timeline or schedule in order to achieve your greater vision. So work towards that, okay? Make the plan. So you're going to do that this year. You're going to really stick to something. Okay, guys? So I hope I've expressed everything to you. There's always more to say, of course, but I'm not getting anything else in. If you are, like I said, make a comment. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Alrighty, see you in the new year. Bye-bye.